For this video, it isn't going to be anything political, somewhat. I mean, in terms of picking sides, liberal, conservative. But the main question that I want to ask you before we start reading this article is: should minors who commit, in this case, crimes in the sense of murder, should they be tried as adults? Right? That's the thing that I want you to consider. So that's the thing. Like I want to have the discussion because it's been very controversial. It's been talked about throughout through like so many years. But the question I want you to ask is: should minors who commit crimes, in this case, such as murder, who commit murder, should they be tried as adults? That's what I want you to consider, and also if you want, feel free to discuss. Because personally, for me, I would say like there's different sides, right? And like obviously, if you know me, I'm not a person who goes like all like either conservative or liberal. There's some people who say that kids who commit crimes, and I've actually heard those discussions. There's actually those who actually have those discussions with those people. There's people that are actually saying that that yes, if they not even just the murder part though, but for example, I've talked to some conservatives. I think they were conservatives because I mean they were a little bit more, like I said, like right leaning when it comes to their policies. But I've actually had the conversation with people that say if a minor commits any crime, they should be tried as adults. And as a centrist, I do not agree with that. I always look for okay, what kind of crimes are we talking about here, right? For example, are we talking about theft? Are we talking about murder, right? But there's some people out there who do believe that if a minor commits any crime, they should be tried as adults. However, there's also people on the left, and yes, the left does have they do have the ridiculous stances too, where they say if a minor commits any crime, even if it's murder, they shouldn't be tried as adults. And I'm thinking, no, I don't think we have to do that either. In my case, I'm thinking if it's murder, I think they should be tried as adults because that's a very serious thing. Now we're talking about like theft or graffiti, maybe treated as a minor, but if it involves the endangerment of a person, for example, if it involves the endangerment of people, for example, possessing weapons that they shouldn't be possessing, right? Like knives, not really knives, but even most of it guns, right? Guns, or even if they commit a murder or a series of murders, I think they should be tried as adults because you're taking someone else's life away. You're literally making the decisions are impacting someone else's life. Now I know some of you might think, well, Carlos, you do know they're teenagers. They don't know any better. But to some degree, they kind of do. Because think about it, a kid. I think when it comes to this problem, I think it's more about how they're raised. Because a child that is properly raised isn't going to do stuff like this. It isn't going to go out and stab someone, or especially it isn't going to go out and stab a stranger. Okay, I think it's a matter of parenting, and I think it's a matter of simply saying usually again, if kids are raised right, they're not going to do stuff like this. For example, look at me. I haven't committed a serious crime. I haven't even committed any crimes, and because I was raised right. My parents raised me the right way. That actions have consequences. Just because you think that you can do something doesn't mean you go out and do it. Right? It's a matter of being raised right. But again, consider the question: if a minor commits murder, should they be tried as an adult? Just murder, though. If you want, you can go into the whole idea of crime stuff like that, or we can even pick a side on the ideas from both sides. But again, just consider the question: if a minor commits murder, should they be tried as an adult? Let's see what this article from NBC News has to say. The title reads: 13-year-old charged in fatal stabbing of Barnard student, others sought. And then, if you are not aware, this is the mayor of New York, Bill De Blasio, a former Democrat candidate, but I don't think he's in the race anymore. Anyways, going. A 13-year-old has been arrested and charged in the in the stabbing death, or okay, really stabbing death. Okay, I don't know if that's even grammatically correct. Anyways, in the stabbing death of Barnard College freshman Tessa Majors in a New York City park, according to multiple senior law enforcement officials. The team faces charges of second-degree murder, robbery, and a weapons-related charge, the official said. The specific role in the death was not immediately clear. The juvenile was apprehended at about 11 p.m. Thursday and as of Friday was not being charged as an adult. Okay, so right now, from what we know, apparently they're not being charged as adults. But again, the question I'm asking you is, should they be charged as an adult? I think they should. Again, it's murder. Now, if it was like theft, give them, I wouldn't say charge them as an adult because some people do say if they commit any crime as a minor, automatically charge them as an adult. There's other people who are saying no, even if they do commit murder, they shouldn't be charged as an adult. In this case, I do agree that they should be charged as an adult because you're talking about a murder here. It isn't theft. It isn't shoplifting. We're talking about murder. Okay, but anyways, let's move on. Investigators are seeking two other people whom they believe had a role in the attack. I'm absolutely confident that any individuals involved in this terrible, heinous attack will be brought to justice and will be brought to justice quickly, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio said Friday during a radio interview. Majors, 18, was stabbed repeatedly and repeatedly. Oh my God. Okay, and then I guess it was with intent. I mean, because it usually if it's just like a simple, you would say like I don't know. I would say if it's repeatedly, I feel like it was more with more malicious intent. Because repeatedly, I don't. Man, that's insane. Majors, 18, was stabbed repeatedly in Morningside Park, not far from Barnard's campus, before 7 p.m. Wednesday, according to the New York Police Department. During the struggle, one of the individuals pulled out a knife and stabbed her several times. NYPD Chief of Detectives Rodney Harrison said Thursday. She staggered her way up to the street. One of the security guards saw her and called 911. He was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. We are devastated by the senseless loss of our beautiful and talented Tess. We are thankful for the incredible outpouring of love and support we have received from across the country. Major's family, Majors' family said in a statement released Friday. We would also like to express our appreciation for the efforts of the men and women of the NYPD who continue to work diligently on the case. And I think there's a picture of Majors. Yeah, Tessa Majors. Yeah, there's a picture of her, the individual who was killed, in this assault. Police were questioning two teens with their guardians present Thursday, but they were later released, according to the NYPD. Investigators believe that they were between one of the three subjects, one of whom stabbed Majors in what Barnard officials said was an attempted robbery. A law enforcement source told NBC New York that a witness saw a group of people running from where Majors was found by a security guard. A text alert sent to Barnard students said one male suspect was wearing a green jacket and a hat. A $2,500 to $2,500 reward is offered to anyone who provides helpful information in the case. Students at Barnard, a women's college affiliated with Columbia University, gathered to mourn Majors Thursday night, and a memorial near Morningside Park continued to grow Friday morning. The passing of Tess Majors is an unthinkable tragedy that has shaken us to our core. We are all grieving and trying to grasp the senseless tragedy that took Tess from us. Barnard College President Shion or Leah, I don't know how to pronounce it. Shion Leah Belloc, again, not my intention to mispronounce names, but I think that's how you pronounce it. Said during Thursday night's gathering. Baylock shared that when asked why she wanted to attend Barnard Majors wrote, as an avid feminist, I have striven towards bridging my community gender divide by being outspoken in my classes, taking an intensive course on social justice, and campaigning for congressional candidates. I enjoy taking difficult classes and feel invigorated when forced outside of my intellectual comfort zone. I embrace the culture of positivity and growth at Barnard. And Tess did embrace the Barnard culture full on, Baylock said. A vigil for Majors will be held on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. in Morningside Park, Manhattan. Sorry. It will be held in Morningside Park. Manhattan Bureau President Gail Brewer announced Friday. Majors, who was from Virginia, played in a band and had recently played her first gig in New York City. Good for her. According to her Instagram. Well, sadly, she's no longer with us. But if she played good music, I would have probably listened to it too. I mean, I like some new music. She graduated from St. Anne's Bailfield School in Charlottesville this year before beginning at Barnard. According to an obituary in Augusta Free Press, she was interned in spring. Major's former boss and the owner of the news outlet, Chris Graham, told NBC Charlotte affiliate WVIR that she was stunned to learn of her death. That he was stunned to learn of her death. Sorry, I read that wrong. To me, the greatest tragedy here is that the world won't get to see what she would have done. It may have been in music, it may have been in writing, it may have been in something else, Graham said. But she had a lot to offer of the world, and for it to be taken in a way so tragically, it's a loss for her family and to everybody. And that includes the article. But like I said, it isn't gonna be political in terms of taking sides. Like, if you want to go to the comment section and then go and talk about like, well, this is what happens when you have strict gun control and stuff like that. That's up to you. But that's not going to be the focus of this video. If anything, the only thing I want you to consider and discuss is should a minor, if they commit a crime, if they commit a murder, right? Not just any crime, but if they commit a murder, specifically a murder, should they be tried as an adult? I personally think they should. Now, if this individual is suspected, and the suspect, of course, the 13-year-old will apparently, if they prove to be guilty, meaning that there are the ones who were involved in this, I think they should be tried as an adult. Because they're talking about taking someone's life away, regardless of your age. There's actually been instances where obviously this happened by accident, right? There's been kids who actually killed other kids by accident, in the sense they were probably playing around, stuff like that. I think I remember reading, I remember in high school, our teacher ended up showing us an article where these two siblings, I guess they were playing wrestling, and I guess they did a wrong move, which they shouldn't have been doing to begin with. That's my opinion. But apparently they did like this, I think they did a pile driver, which I don't know why they would do that. And apparently the kid, while playing, they were playing, the kid ended up breaking, their sibling's neck. And I think they were being tried from. I don't think they were siblings. I think they were like friends or something. But the point is, the kid who did the pile driver broke the other kid's neck, and then the parents were demanding that the kid be tried as an adult. And I think they were like 8 years old. I think 9 at the oldest. I think at the time. But again, well, like, what's your circumstance for this? Now, clearly this wasn't an accident. It's clear that it was intentional. So I personally think that if anything, they should be tried as an adult. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. If you like this video, hit the like button. It really does help out a lot. Subscribe if you're new. And also at the same time, hit the notification button as well. But I also do recommend you do bookmark the page because sometimes you won't be notified properly by YouTube. And if you feel this video is worthy of sharing, feel free to share with your friends, family, relatives, anyone who might be interested in these types of stories. That really does help out a lot. It helps me reach new viewers. And helps me bypass all the restrictions that YouTube implements on independent political commentators. But again, I'll see you guys in the next segment in regards to the impeachment hearings. It isn't regarding the impeachment itself, but what some politicians are doing while they're on the job. So hopefully you guys can stick around for that. I'll see you guys in a bit.